Hey everyone, it's me, Fiona Jane, aka Drhikaru, and this is actually not a segment on my endometriosis vlogs type things, although it's kind of triggered from one of my topics. I think it was my actual seventh segment. I talked about mental pain, or how the emotional pain and the mental stress can really affect your own view of your body image. And I had talked about how I struggled with my body image for a very long time. Some of my friends have watched that video, and I also had some requests online if I could do a video on just body image itself as a cosplayer. And I thought that would be a really good idea since I struggled with my image and I'm okay with it now. I'm still kind of fighting it a little, but I've come to terms with it, I guess. And I wanted to talk to my fellow peers and cosplayers out there that it's okay to be worried or to have a few insecurities about your body image, but you really shouldn't let it rule your life or keep you from doing anything. And I overcame a very, very huge hurdle for myself in terms of body image. Yesterday, I am very honored to have participated in Reno's first ever body paint fashion show. I was a model, and coincidentally, I ended up helping out with the makeup artist team. So I'll talk a little about that at the end, but it was a huge milestone for me because it was body painting and it was really putting yourself out there in a way I have never put myself out before. And the results were just amazing. It was a thrill. And being backstage with the models, I actually had talked to a few of them about how I was really insecure that as a model, maybe I wouldn't compare to a lot of the fabulously gorgeous girls out there. And a couple of them just kind of looked at me and was like, what's your deal? And my story starts when I first started cosplay back in like 99, 2000. I was a pretty hefty girl from high school. I had shown a picture before. I don't know where my pictures went. I moved things around, prepping for the fashion show and having my little brother come get all my makeup kit. But I used to weigh, okay, I'm 5'4". That's not very tall. It's kind of tall for an Asian girl, but it's really not that tall at all. And not only am I just 5'4", when I started cosplaying, I was probably around 175, 180. My first year of college, I had managed to get myself up to 195 pounds. I was pretty muscular. I was athletic. I didn't have a really bad diet. I just, for some reason, could not lose weight. I mean, I could run a mile and a half. I could do sit-ups and push-ups better than the other guys in ROTC. I was actually on the athletic team in ROTC. I did drill. I was a very, very active girl in high school. And for some reason, I could not lose weight. When I got into college, I gained weight first. And I don't know if it was the active lifestyle in college or finally hitting a wall and saying, I'm always going to be a big girl. I'm going to have these curves, unlike other, Asian women. My mother is a very beautiful, lean, thin, non-curvy Asian woman. And me having curves, I really struggled with my self-image. And having very old-school Asian parents affected my body image as well. My brothers are all pretty big guys, like tall, 6 feet. And I'm 5'4", and I always felt like the fat girl. In all the Asian groups, I always felt like the fat girl. I was the fat Asian. When I moved to Reno for college and I started going to California more often and meeting other people who just kind of didn't understand why I thought I was unattractive, it could have also had to do with moving from Japan to high school in Fallon, small, very Caucasian town, and not having a lot of people to relate to. But when I got into college and I got into cosplay even more because I was in California, I had my source of income, I get to travel, and I met a whole bunch of people, and cosplay became my creative outlet of dressing up in costumes. And it didn't really matter that I was, a bigger girl. It didn't matter. All that mattered was I was having fun. And I was around people that meant a lot to me. And we were having fun together. And I looked up to a lot of my cosplayer friends who were just like absolutely breathtaking gorgeous, and really just puzzled on why they would want me in their skits or to compete with them or to be part of their group, because I felt like I was the one who was going to make the group not look so great. So as you can tell, like, it takes a toll on you, being heavier set for most of my life. When I hit my mid-20s after college, actually, let me go backwards. In college, I got into DDR, I did judo, I did Oriental sword, I was super active in other things, and I found that I could lose weight. I didn't really change my diet. I did a lot of DDR in the beginning, and I competed in DDR, so it was a fun activity. And suddenly I found myself I went from, like, my first year of college, I could not fit anything in Express. Nothing. I was lucky if it had an elastic band, I could fit into it. That's how big I was. I finally got out of the double digits of 11 and 12, size 11 and 12, my first year of college, when I really put my mind and accepted that I was going to be a curvier girl. And let me tell you, when it comes to body image, when you realistically sit there and think about, are you going to let yourself be unhappy, fighting with your body image, letting it rule you, or are you just going to accept that there are certain things you can and cannot be, or certain things that you're going to have to do to reach a certain goal, and what are you willing to do? I was already working out, eating really freaking healthy. I didn't snack a lot. I had a good schedule, and I just couldn't lose the weight. When it was amazing that when I finally said, okay, we're not going to care about my weight, I'm going to be confident in how I look, and I'm not going to let it rule me, and I know I'm not hurting my body. Suddenly I got down to a 10-11. I was out of the 13-14s. I got to a 9-10 when I got my first pair of pants out of the double digits. It was amazing. And then I got to a 7-8, and I was thrilled. I was floored, and I sat at a 7-8 for a very long time. When I got into, after I did the JET program, my weight fluxed when I was in Japan, but I had learned that I actually liked running. When I moved back and got back in the cosplay scene in 2006, 2007, I joined a gym and I worked with a personal trainer, and I realized just how athletic I was after being told years that I didn't have coordination, that I couldn't do things. I got into dance, and the list goes on and on. And there were times where my weight would flux up, and I'd be back like at a 7-8 when I was down to a 5-6. And in all honesty, now I sit at a size 0 to 4, depending on what it is. The first time I fit into size 0 designer pants, I was just kind of like, these are vanity size. But I wanted to say that you really shouldn't let it rule you. I found that when I accepted my weight and I accepted that there were little things I could do, I was so much happier. So when people ask me, how do you deal with body image, or when I meet cosplayers or aspiring models that may not be your typical figure, there's always a place for you in modeling, in cosplay, and especially in cosplay, if you make the costume match your silhouette. If you're smart about how you design that costume, you can tastefully do a costume, one that's not that's revealing. Know your strengths and know your weaknesses, and don't let other people get away with calling you fat, and don't let them bring you down. There's no reason why we should look at each other that way. And as a woman, it's hard. We're always getting judged. And a lot of things are based on your look, especially in the geekdom, whatever. But if you hold your head high and you know that you slaved over a costume, you worked hard on it, don't let others take that away from you. Here I am surrounded in a room with like 35, 40, there's 40, maybe about 40 of us in the body painting, all different sizes, all beautiful women, and just all wonderful people, for the most part. And I had a blast, and it was body painting, and once I was painted, I didn't quite feel so naked, if that makes any sense. And I achieved a milestone that I was able to do that. I actually did body painting before my bikini photo shoot that I've always wanted to do. And this summer I actually posted pictures of myself in a bikini on my Facebook, and that was really hard for me. It was especially standing next to my really good friend who I call my little sis, who's just absolutely gorgeous and just beautiful. To have her kind of look at me and just go, "You look fine yourself." It's amazing. So for those of you struggling with your weight, you know, when it comes to body image, you could do one of three things if you're not happy with it. You could change it. You could sit there and let people take you down, you know, and go down that self-destructive path, or you can do nothing, which almost is the same thing if on the second one. And if you try to change it, don't do it for anyone else. Don't do it for your boyfriend. Don't do it for your mother. Don't do it for your father. Don't do it for your best friend. Don't do it for that girl who always calls you fat. Do it for yourself. And when you can make that change for yourself, it becomes a lifestyle change. When I told myself that I was always going to be a curvy girl, I would never have a figure like my mother. And to this day, now that I've lost all that weight, and a lot of it was hard work, a lot of it was just I decided I wanted to try fun things. You know, I was trained for Tough Mudder. Endometriosis kept me from doing that, and I'm not going to let it keep me right now. I'm trying to let my body heal from the surgery and work with my doctor to have pain management control so that I can continue to work out. Because right now I don't feel at my optimal, but I'm pretty okay with that. I know there are limitations I have, and you know, crash diets, guys, is not what's going to get you to that healthy body image. You have to make the lifestyle change. You have to be able to say, I'm going to work out, or I'm going to run, or I'm going to cut out soda from my life. And I'll do a video on like tips, little things that can help you that made a big difference, at least for me. I'm no health expert. I'm no doctor. I'm no physical trainer, but I know what worked for me, and I know what advice other people gave me that worked, and what advice I've given other people that worked. So I'll talk about that because I think all of us deserve to give ourselves a chance to have a healthy body image. And it's super, super hard. And it's hard when everyone has their own story, whether it's a medical history of genetics, because you are, yes, fighting your genetics when you are trying to maintain a positive out view of your own body image. But I wanted to say that you're beautiful no matter how much you weigh. You're beautiful no matter what you look like. You're not beautiful if you're a mean, spiteful person. You know, nothing's going to change that. You will just not be a beautiful person in or out. But it's no good hating yourself over it, you know. Talk to people, get some help. I couldn't have made my journey into my body now without a lot of the support of people out there who were just telling me that, you know, it was okay. It was okay to be me. It was okay to have that type of body. Ah, waterworks. Sorry. It was really emotional for me. So yesterday when I was a part of Reno's first fashion show, and I had people tell me they didn't even realize it was me on stage, I was like super stoked. And it was an amazing experience. I am so thankful for the team I was a part of. I'll probably have another video when I have more pictures out on that. Just wanted to say thanks for listening. I love to hear you guys' ideas. I like to share my story because I'm learning that the more I share my story with other people and people share their story with me, the more we can learn from each other. So if there's a topic you would love me to talk about, let me know. I know one topic I have coming up is fitness, and you know, those little things you can do to help you motivate yourself or get ready for your change in your body image. So thanks so much, everyone. Thanks for listening to me talk about body image, and I hope you guys are doing well, and stay tuned on my Facebook page. I'll have more pictures coming up from the show. It was an amazing, 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 amazing experience, and I'm so glad I had enough spoons to do it with the help of pain medication. Yeah. Hopefully one day I won't have to have pain medication. All right, guys, have a great day. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.